The former New Orleans mayor, Mark Morial. Mark, thanks very much for joining us. Are things getting better? Thank you. Happy Thanksgiving to you, too, as well. But are things getting better as far as race relations in the United States, or getting worse?
I think we're in one of these periods where some of the progress we've made is being challenged, and I think we're seeing things that may have been below the surface for many Americans. This tension between police and communities, this lack of economic opportunity, which has really been exacerbated by the fact that the recession is creating jobs for some but leaving many behind, and wages remain stagnant. So I think we're in one of these cycles where the issues and challenges of race are really challenging this country. Good to see the president talk about it, but let me issue a friendly challenge to mayors and local elected officials to join in the conversation, because in many ways what we see in Ferguson is a set of circumstances that exist in a very challenging way in Ferguson, not only in Ferguson, but the situation in Ferguson certainly has sparked, I think, a new awareness.
Because, as you know, for 6 years we've had an African-American president of the United States. We have an African-American attorney general, African-American secretary of Homeland Security. This was not supposed to be going on like this right now, was it?
Well, you know, Wolf, it's interesting because I think those progress and those steps Americans continue to celebrate. But I think with respect to the president, and I've said this before, I've been in some ways surprised at the intensity of the opposition and some of the dislike that people express towards President Obama. Some of it seems to go beyond just simple politics and may tread into the tricky waters of race, and that certainly has to be said. So the nation and the president, I think, still enjoys broad multiracial support in this nation, but I do think there's an element in this nation, it seems to be obstinate when it comes to the kind of progress that we need to make. So there's tremendous work to do, but it's more than a conversation. I think it requires dealing with these deep challenges in police-community relations and confronting the fact that economic opportunity, particularly for young people, especially for young men of color, is one of the most important challenges we confront as a nation today.